Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Jayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Kantam Iva Bhasvantam Shivanava Parajanam Sridharam Venkatacharyam Shreyase Gurumasraye Namah Parvati Pataye. So in last lesson and the previous lessons, what we did was to give you a very short introduction on Vedas, then followed by the Dhyana Slokam, Ganapati Slokam, and then the Shanti Padam. And we started with Anuvakam 1 last time. Now every time when you finish a lesson, try to practice it the next time you recite it. So today I want you to recite the Shanti Padam. Can you do that?
Yes,
I can put this on the slide if you like. If you want to refer to it, you can do that.
Sanchame, Mayanchame, Priyamchame.
You want me to say that first and then you would like to go ahead with it, or by heart?
You can say it.
Sanchame, Mayanchame, Priyamchame, Lukamachame, Kavaschame, Somanasachame, Bhadramchame, Shreyashchame, Vasyashchame, Yashashchame, Bhagashchame, Dravanamchame, Yamtachame, Dattachame, Shevashchame, Nidishchame, Vishwamchame, Mahachame, Samvichchame, Gyatramchame, Suchame, Prasuchame, Siramchame, Laikshame, Amdam, Pretmatme, Vedavayachame, Jivatishchame, Dirgayatvanchame, Anubhitramchame, Abhayamchame, Sudamchame, Sayanamchame, Sushachame, Sudinamchame. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now you have to really recite it in one stroke.
Yeah.
You cannot pause.
You cannot pause.
And that is where the practice comes.
Yeah.
Now having said that first, you start.
Okay.
Sanchame, Mayanchame, Mayanchame, Priyamchame, Anukamashchame, Kamashchame, Somanasachame, Bhadramchame, Shreyashchame, Vasyashchame, Yashashchame, Bhagashchame, Dravinamchame, Yantachame, Dattachame, Shemashchame, Dhutishchame, Vishwamchame, Mahashchame, Samvichchame, Nyatramchame, Sushchame, Prasushchame, Siramchame, Layashchame, Dhrutamchame, Amrutamchame, Ayakshmamchame, Anamayashchame, Dirghayuttamchame, Jivatushchame, Dirghayuttamchame, Abhayamchame, Anamitramchame, Abhayamchame, Sugamchame, Shayanamchame, Suchachame, Sudinamchame. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yeah, excepting one or two, you are okay.
Yeah.
Sanchame, Mayanchame, Priyamchame, Anukamashchame, Kamashchame, Somashchame, Bhadramchame, Shreyashchame, Vashashchame, Yashashchame, Bhagamshchame, Dravinamshchame, Yantashchame, Dhritashchame, Shemashchame, Dhutishchame, Vishwashchame, Maheshchame, Sanvichchame, Nyatramshchame, Sukshame, Psuchame, Shiramchame, Layashchame, Ritamchame, Murtamshchame, Yakshakshame, Menamayamshame, Jivatushchame, Dirghayutame, Anamitrame, Bhayamshchame, Sugamshchame, Shayanamshchame, Sukshakshame, Sudinamshchame.
You have to practice.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it is not easy because there are tongue twisters coming in between. So when you recite it, you have to practice a couple of times to get the hang of it. And when you go and participate in Sri Rudram in the temples and all that, they will not stop. They will recite continuously.
Should I try it again?
So try it again. You can look at it if you like.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on this guy. I don't have it by heart.
Sit around, and if you want a book also, the book is available.
Sanchame, Mayanchame, Priyamshchame, Anukamashchame, Kamashchame, Somashchame, Bhadramshchame, Shreyashchame, Vashashchame, Yashashchame, Bhagashchame, Dravinamchame, Yantashchame, Dhritashchame, Shemashchame, Dhutishchame, Vashashchame, Mahashchame, Tanvichchame, Nyatrashchame, Sukshakshame, Psushchame, Shiramshchame, Layashchame, Ritamshchame, Amrutamshchame, Ayakshamshchame, Menamayamshchame, Jivatushchame, Dhritashchame, Anamitramshchame, Bhayamshchame,
Abhayamchame.
Abhayam Shame, Shugam Shame, Shainam Shame, Suksak Shame, Sudhiram Shame. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Now, some of these pronunciation you have to make sure it is correct. Like you said, Suchame, Suchame.
Suchame.
Like Suchana, I told you, no? Suchame, Sainam Chame, Sushachame, Sadinam Chame. So those pronunciation has to be correct. Once you practice it again and again, and you demonstrate once again, if there is a mistake, I will correct it.
Okay. Sanchame, Mayam Shame, Priyam Shame, Anukam Shame, Kama Shame.
It is not Mayam Chame, it is Mayas Chame.
Mayas Shame?
No, that is Umla.
Sanchame, Mayas Shame, Priyam Shame, Anukam Shame, Kama Shame, Soma Shame, Badram Shame, Shreyas Shame, Vashesh Shame, Vashesh Shame, Yashesh Shame, Bhagam Shame, Dravinam Shame, Yanta Shame, Dita Shame, Shema Shame, Ditish Shame, Vashesh, Vishwas Shame, Mahashame, Sambhichame, Yatrashame, Suchame, Prasuchame, Shiram Shame, Layashame, Ritam Shame, Amritam Shame, Ayakshame, Menamayam Shame, Jivatrashame, Dirga Yutvam Shame, Anamitram Shame, Bhayam Shame, Shugam Shame, Shainam Shame, Suksak Shame, Sudhinam Shame.
Oh, you know some of these, the Udata, the mark you have got, this is not im. It is actually just a little bit, like Siram Chame, Layas Chama, not me. Layas Chama, Kritam Chame. You see there is a difference?
Shiram Shame, Layashme, Ridam Shame,
Amritam Chame, Panchame. Some of them have got that im. You cannot say Bhagam Chame, it is Bhagas Chame. So, the little thing you have seen at the top, you got to lift it a little bit. It's not really im.
Sorry.
It's not im, okay? So when you read it, you have to be very careful not to mix up im with the Udata. Okay? Kumresha.
Sanchame, Mayaschame, Priyanchame, Nukamashame, Kamashame, Saumanasashame, Badranchame, Shreyashame, Vashyachame, Yasakshame, Bagashame, Dravinanchame, Yantachame, Dattachame, Shemashame, Dhrutanchame, Vishwaschame, Mahashame, Sanmitchame, Nyatranchame, Sukshame, Prasuchame, Siranchame,
Layachame,
Prasuchame, Siranchame.
Suchame, Prasuchame, Siranchame, Layashame, Dhrutanchame, Amritanchame, Ayakshame,
Ayakshmam.
Amritam Chame,
Ayakshmam Chame,
Me Akshamam Chame.
Ayakshmam Chame, Anamayachame,
Menamayachame.
Menamayachame, Jivatrashame, Dirgayutame,
Dirgayitvam Chame.
Dirgayutvam Chame, Anamitram
Anamitram Chame.
Chame, Abhayam Chame, Sugam Chame, Shanan Chame, Sukshat Chame, Sudhinan Chame, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
You're okay, but you got to practice it.
Yes.
Only then.
Yeah.
For the benefit of Ravi, I will recite it once again. After me, you can recite.
Sure.
Okay?
Can I recite with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sanchame, Vayanchame, Priyamchame, Nukamashame, Kamashame, Somanasashame, Badramchame, Seyashame, Vasyashame, Yasashame, Bhagashame, Dravinamchame, Yantachame, Dattachame, Chemashame, Tidichame, Vishwamchame, Mahachame, Sambhichame, Gyatramchame, Suchame, Prasuchame, Siramchame, Layashame, Kritam Chamritam, Petmachame, Menavayachame, Jivatushame, Dirgayitvam Anavitramchame, Abhayamchame, Sugamchame, Sayanamchame, Sushachame, Sudhinamchame. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It has to be continuous. Can you do that?
Sure, I can.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shamchame, Mayaschame, Priyamchame, Nukamaschame, Kamaschame, Saumanaschame, Badramchame, Shreyashchame, Vasyaschame, Yasaschame, Bhagaschame, Dravinamchame, Yantachame, Dattachame, Kshemaschame, Dhrutischame, Vishwamchame, Mahaschame, Samvichchame, Gnatramchame, Suschame, Prasuschame, Siramchame, Layaschame, Rutamchame, Amritamchame, Ayakshamchame, Anamayachame, Jivatuschame, Dirgayatvamchame, Anamitramchame, Abhayamchame, Sugamchame, Sayanamchame, Sushachame, Sudhinamchame. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Good. Very good. I think you have practiced
practice,
somewhat. I can see that. Maybe you can switch off this light so you can see it much better. Switch off this light. So I think you may not be able to see properly on this light.
I can see fine, but yeah.
You can see fine?
I don't know, ask the rest of them because.
Yeah, that's better.
இது அனுப்பிச்சுட்டுமா?
illa, no.
Okay, no, that's okay.
Your video,
Let that light be alright.
I'm a little concerned about the quality of the video, but it's okay.
For me, you can sit down. We may think video you will not be. Alright, switch on the light. It's okay.
It isn't bad,
It wasn't bad.
but
You can switch on the light. It's
it
okay.
will probably be
Because
much
the next
better
one is
with
going to be
the-
bigger slide. It's not going to be a very small one.
So it's probably much better with the.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we continue with Anuvakam 1. Last time we covered up to 6. Today we are going to start with 7. Is that right?
8 போட்டிருக்கு.
There's going to be one slide missing. Yeah, correct. This is 7th slide. Now, the 7th and 8th slokams, Anuvahams, 1, they really cover Rudra is perceived as sun, Aditya. You know, when you say Shiva, Rudra, we cannot see. But sun is something which you see every day. So people can perceive sun. So in this Anuvagam, Rudra is perceived as a manifestation of Aditya or the sun god himself. So it starts with Asau yastamro arunavuta babrusu mangalaha. Say after me. Asau yastamro arunavuta babrusu mangalaha. Ye che mahum rudra abhito dikshu.
Ye che mahum rudra abhito dikshu.
Now the Chema Hum, you know, as I told you last time, I couldn't get the digital one, so you can perceive that to be Hum.
Yeah.
It's actually a very special kind of, you put a
You and it on.
thing like this, like a crescent of a moon, put a dot on it and then put a line underneath. That was not available in the font,
Okay.
so I have put that. Asau yastamro arunatra babrusu mangalaha ye chema hum rudra abhito dikshu. You got it? Say that again.
Asau yastamro arunatra babrusu mangalaha ye chema hum rudra abhito dikshu.
Now I am going to explain to you the meanings of each of these words. For those who know Sanskrit, it's not difficult, but for those who do not, I'll give you the meanings word by word. Asau. In Marathi, you know, Rajesh will say, Asaoikai, you know, when they talk, Asaoikai. Asau means this. Yes, Tamro. Tamro, you know, Tamram? Tamram is what?
Brass.
Tamara Patram.
Gold.
It is
Gold.
copper.
Copper.
It's copper. Ya means who? Copper colored. You know, when the sun rises, you see, it has a hue of colors coming up. First it comes with kind of a copper color. It's kind of light reddish color, you know, when it rises. Every morning you see it. It's beautiful.
Especially the
It's
Midwest.
copper colored. Aruna. Aruna is also another name for sun.
Yeah.
Aruna is also representing color. And what is that color?
Red color.
The orange color.
Orange.
You see that when you say, that's why I put the picture. So you see the hues of color. The orange color, which is the rising sun. Aruna. Uta babrusu mangalaha. Uta means then. Babru is a golden hue. Babru is the golden color which you get. You got a kind of yellowish. You see the rising sun, you have 3 hues. One is the first copper colored and then it becomes kind of light orange. And then when it comes up, it gives you golden color. The golden rays of the sun as they call it. So in this line, the rising sun is described, perceived as Rudra himself in the form of sun coming up. Asau yatamro arunavudra babrusu mangalaha. The sun rises, sumangalaha. It brings up mangalam to everybody, auspiciousness. When the sun rises, you find all the life also get up. you find all the people getting up, the animals getting up, the cock crows, the birds start flying, all that happens. Very auspicious, they like it. So that is what is represented by the first line. Asau yastamro arunavata babrusu bangalaha yeche mahum rudra abhito dikshu. Yeche mahum rudra. That Rudra which appears like what we saw before. Abhito dikshu. Dikshu means directions. Abhito is all, in all directions. The Rudra who exists in all directions. Because when the sun rises, he starts pouring sunlight everywhere. He doesn't look to which north, east or anything. The sunlight comes in all directions. So Rudra is also like that, prevalent, existing in all directions. Eche bahum Rudra abhito dikshu srita sagastaso vaishahum hedahi bhage. Say that after me. Srita sagastaso vaishahum hedahi bhage. Sritaha sagastaso vaishahum hedahi bhage. Avaishaha. Sritaha means that which is prevalent or that which is resorted to. Sagastaso is in thousands. Actually, it is not really thousands, it is countless. You are just saying, like you say, several thousands, It is in thousands. In thousands. Yesham, of them. Hedaha. The hedaha means anger. Anger. Imahe is to subside or to appease, to pacify. So, Srita Sagasahum Vaishahum Heda Himage means that Rudra which comes up in the form of sun and is prevalent in all directions and thousands of places. That Rudra, we pray to him to appease your anger. It also could mean the people get also pacified once the sun rises up. They don't get angry. In the morning is the best time to catch people because they are fresh. Okay. Now say that again after me. Asau yastamro arunavata babrusu mangalaha yeche mahum rudra abhito dikshu srita sagastaso vaishahum hedahi bhage. Imahe. So we pray to that Rudra who exists as sun god to be nice to us and be sumangalaha, be auspicious. That's what the meaning of this first 7th slokam is. Okay, we'll go to the next one, which is the 8th one. Okay. Asau yova sarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha. Asau yova sarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha. Say it after me. Asau yova sarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha. Utainam gopa adarshan nadaharyaha. Utainam gopa adarshan nadaharyaha. Utainam vishva bhutani sadrishto mridayadinaha. Utainam vishva bhutani sadrishto mridayadinaha. Okay, you say that again now.
Asau
sarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha. Utainam gopa adrishyan nudaryaha. Utainam vishva bhutani sadrishto mridayadinaha.
Very good.
அந்த முதல் லைன் தான் எனக்கு தெரியும். இந்த முதல் லைன் தான் pronunciation வந்து
Asau yova sarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha. Asau yova sarpati. When you say actually avasarpati, but when you join it together in a conjunction in Sanskrit, you go smoothly. You don't say yau Ava Sarpati. Actually, it is correct.
Okay.
But when you read it, you say Asavyova Sarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. Asavyova Sarpati.
Asavyo. No, and the ki matra irukku.
Asavyova Sarpati.
Asavyo
Vasarpati.
But where is the
A is that S like thing.
Yeah, so where is the in it?
You don't call it out.
Asavyova Sarpati. Yo a.
So Asavyor Vasarpati, but it is
Asavyo.
Avas.
It's actually you don't say yo avas. You don't say that. When you say fast, A gets merged.
Okay.
Asavyova Sarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha.
That's why I was
It's
getting
very small. As is very small. But if you split it, you are right. If you split it, it is Avasarpati. Avasarpati means, the one which rises in the sky. The sun rising in the sky.
I think it's
that is called
Nadrushan Nudaryaha. There's an extra
So when you say it fast,
Nadrushan Nudaryaha.
Asavyor Vasarpati.
Asavyova Sarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. Okay? Utainam Gopa.
Utainam Gopa.
Adarshan Duharyaha.
But Mama, and the Adrushan, and Adrushan stops with a small in, and then it's Nadrushan again, Varada.
Actually,
double in now.
It's actually Adarshan.
Yeah.
Actually, there should be really that N,
Yeah.
is only one small N. It is not two double N.
Oh, it's not.
It's
oh,
not.
okay.
Some of this digital thing, you have a problem.
Okay, so it's
But when
Adrushan,
you see this book,
Udaryaha.
when you look at this book, you can see how they have put.
Oh, because that's because I was thinking that Adrushan,
See here, this is how you put the N. Tainam Gopa Adarshan Nadarshan Nadaharyaha. This is how we have this.
Udaryaha. Okay.
So you'll find in this one, because I try to convert it from digital thing, there are some small errors in the lettering. But when you take the book, even in books also there is mistake. Sometimes they even forget sargams. Some verses are forgotten. Yesterday I was looking at it, 1.10, the 10th verse is missing. They repeated 9th verse again. So it was job for me to compose it again, put it again. Okay. Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrishto Mridayadinaha. Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrishto Mridayadinaha. You got it?
Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrishto
Mridayadinaha.
Sadrishto, right?
Sadrishto.
Once you explain the meaning,
Mridayadinaha.
it will be easier to get it.
So it's actually 3 lines which you have to see, recite together. Asavyova Sarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. Utainam Gopa Adarshan Daharyaha. Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrishto Mridayadinaha. That's how it goes, okay? Now, it is again relating to the sun rising. Nilagrivo is the name given to Shiva. Griva means the neck. Hayagriva, Hayagriva is the name of a god who was the neck of a horse. Shiva Avataram. Hayagriva, you will find in Vishnu temples, Hayagriva. So Nilagrivo is a person who has got a blue neck. You know the story, what happened, how he got that. Nilakantan or Nilagrivam. So here he is described with Nilagriva. It's a very, very well-known name for Lord Shiva. Nilagriva or Nilakanta. Asavyova Sarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. One who is having the blue neck, and one who rises as the sun, rises in the sky, Vasarpati. Vilohitaha. Vilohitaha is actually with the red hue, the red color which comes up in the... One who exists in that form, one who is blue-necked, is a description of Rudra. One who is rising as the sun, and one who is having the red hue of color, Vilohitaha. Utainam Gopaha. Utainam Gopaha. Gopaha is referring to actually You know, when in India, in the morning, all people, especially in the rural areas, they get up and start doing their work. Cowherds, shepherds, Gopaha reference to cowherds. They start taking the animals out, ploughing or milking or whatever. This refers to them. When at that time, the Gopaha, Gopalan comes from the same word. Go means cow. One who tends the cows. Gopalan. Palan means one who is taking care of them. Is called Gopalan. Gopaha refers to them, the cowherds. Adarshanna, Darsan, Duharyaha. Actually, the later part is referring to the women who carry the water. With the Adarshan means those who see. Darshan.
Okay.
We have darshan. Darshan is actually see. So those who cowherds and the women who carry the water, they are looking at the sky with the sun coming up. So it's a description of life coming up along with the sun. Is referring to that because the Rudra causes the life to become active in the morning. Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrishto Mridayadinaha. Vishwa Bhutani means all living beings. Vishwa means world, the whole world. Whole world, Bhutani means all living beings, whether it is human beings or animals or birds or whatever. They all, Drishto Mridayadinaha, they all see and then they make us happy. Mridayadinaha is to make people happy. So it's actually a prayer to Lord Rudra in the form of sun, who is seen by cowherds, who is seen by the women carrying water, because they in the morning they typically go there to the well or something, get the water. And all the life, living beings in the whole world, please make us happy. That is the gist of the Anuvakam here, which is the 8th slogam in Anuvakam 1. So, in other words, sun himself is worshipped as Rudra and is prayed to keep us happy. Okay, any questions on this? We'll go to the 9th verse. Namo astu nila grivaya sagasrachaya midushe.
Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya midushe.
No, midushe is going, you find this line like a slanting line, which actually is, you have to lengthen it. Okay. Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrachaya midushe. Lift it a bit, okay?
Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya midushe.
Ato e asya satvanoham tebhyo karannamaha. Again you will find the S is representing A. It is actually akaran namaha. But when you say it together, you say tebhyo karannamaha. Okay, I am going to recite the entire slogan. You recite it after me. Namo astu nila grivaya sagasrachaya midushe. Ato ye assa sattvano gam tebhyo karannamaha.
Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya midushe. Ato ye asya sattvano ham tebhyo karannamaha. Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya midushe. Ato ye asya sattvano ham tebhyo karannamaha.
Excellent, very good, very good. Now, meanings of the word Namo is Namaskaram, or I am offering my salutations. Astu Nila Grivaya, again we explain Nila Grivaya, to Lord Shiva. Sagasrachaya Mirushe. Sagasrachaya, one who is having thousands of eyes, omnipresent, who exists all over, and who is watching our activities continuously. That's why we say the Almighty, who keeps an eye on everything that is being done. So thousands of eyes. Sahasrachaya. Vidushe is one who keeps us happy. One who keeps us by having his watchful eyes over us. By having his watchful eyes, he is keeping us so happy. Atoya asya sattvano gamtebhyo karannamaha. It is not only we are praying to Lord Shiva. Atoya asya sattvanoham. In Hindi we say sati. What is sati means?
Companion.
Somebody who's together. Sattvanoham here means those who are with Shiva. Who are the people who are with Shiva?
Ganesh.
Shiva Ganas.
Ganas.
Shiva Ganas who are attendants to Lord Shiva, who are always with him, who are providing service. It is also extended to devotees of Lord Shiva. Devotees of Lord Shiva who are also worshipped. To them also, tebhyo, to them also, karannamaha, we are offering our salutations. It is not only to Rudra, Shiva, but also to all the Shiva Ganas and the Shiva devotees, we are praying. And why should we really do that, Shiva is understandable, but why should you pray to all the Shiva Ganas and the devotees also? And there are many interesting stories to that. There are great Shiva devotees. One was Appar. You heard of him?
No.
Appar was a very aged man. He was not a Brahmin. Velala Kulam Sulva. Velala Naka, the Nesavala Patra, textiles. They make garments and things like that. But he was a great Shiva devotee. And his contemporary was Tirunjana Sambandar, who was a Brahmin. And he was, from young age, he was a great Shiva devotee. It is said that Ambal offered the milk to him, Tirunjana Sambandar, Palu Tier. And he was such a great devotee that people had high respect for him. And then when the age came, he used to be carried in palanquin, Pallakal Tukin Povara, Engaporandava, and people used to worship him. Because they prayed to Shiva, but Shiva's devotee was such a great man, they prayed to him also. So this Appar, as an old man, he wanted to see him. He wanted to see Tirunjana Sambandar, who was being taken around in the Pallak. And for a long time, he didn't have an opportunity. Once he heard that he was coming to Tiruvayar, who? Tirunjana Sambandar. So Appar said, I must go and see him. So he also went, and there were groups of people who came along with Tirunjana Sambandar, carrying the Pallak. And there was another group also who were devotees of Appar. They also came along with him. So they saw that palanquin was coming. And they crossed over and they said, we'll carry for some time. People must be tired. So they started lifting that. And then Tirunjana Sambandar was asking people here, I heard there is one great Shiva devotee here by the name of Appar. And he asked one of these people who was lifting the Shivikai, Pallak, do you know where he is? I want to see him. I want to see him. I've been longing to see him. I want to see Appar. Says Tirunjana Sambandar from the palanquin to the person who is lifting it. And the person says, they call me Appar. Such was his devotion that he carried the palanquin of Tirunjana. He didn't mind about the age. He was an old man. But he carried the palanquin of Tirunjana Sambandar. Tirunjana Sambandar also, he didn't have a distinction, well, he is not a Brahmin, he is another caste. No. Those distinctions were not there. So, apart from Shiva, you also show the respect to devotees of Shiva. That is the underlying meaning of this. Atoya asta sattvano gamtebhyo karannamaha. Shiva's powers are given also to Shiva Ganas. They are also transmitted to other people who are devotees. That is why you pray not only to Shiva but also to the Shiva Ganas. and the devotees. Okay. We proceed to the next one. This is the 10th one. No, actually the 10th, 11th and 12th, actually they are all together. They really form one mantra. Even though they are separately given, but the focus is on just only one thing, and that is you were really worshipping the weapons once again. Now these three slogans are recited by people who want to get rid of their enemies, to become free from enemies. There are people who do Parayanam of only these three slogans, 10th, 11th and 12th. When you do that, your enemies will run away. So that is also being done by many people. But I will explain to you this one. First read it out, then you can follow me. Pramuncha danvanastababayo ratniyo jam yachate hastesha vaparata bhagavo vapa. Pramuncha danvanastva moyo ratniyo jam yachate hasta Ishava Parato Parata Bhagavo Vapa. Now say it together. Pramuncha danvanasva uvayo ratniyo jam yachate hasta Ishava Parata Bhagavo Vapa. You get it?
No.
Let's do one more time.
Pramuncha
danvanasta
uvayo ratniyo jam. I'll give you a little tip, you know, when you want to really read it in one line, first to split it up into convenient parts, then you can join up together. So I'm going to tell you split words, then you can easily follow it, okay? Pramuncha is easy. Pramuncha, okay? Danvanastva Ubayo Ratniyor Jam. Okay, you get it?
It isn't should be done once to
danvanasva
but the na in then put it says in, right? Or
then
once to
danvanasva mubayo ratniyo jam.
That's why no wonder I'm reading here.
Okay.
There will be a little, that's why I'm telling you, I'm putting it because it's for easy to see for everybody. If all of you had the books, we can follow the books.
Correct, okay.
But it
That
is
now
for
it
you
makes
to
sense.
look at
Then
that. There will be slight differences in what is present on the slide, and what you have in the book.
Let me
we'll follow
repeat.
Even these books also, there will be differences.
Yeah.
There will be old books, a different way of Tamil is now written in different manners, you know. So there will be slight differences, but as far as the pronunciation is concerned, you have to get that correct. Pramuncha
danvanasva
ubayo ratniyo jam. No, I'm going to read that in one line. Pramuncha danvanasva ubayo ratniyo jam. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Yachate hasta Ishava Para Ta Bhagavo Vapa Yachate hasta Ishava Parata Bhagavo Vapa. One line together. Yachate hasta Ishava Parata Bhagavo Vapa. Now recite the entire.
Pramuncha danvanasva ratniyo jam yashate hasta ishava parata bhagavo vapa.
Very good, excellent.
That is yaschateta or
Yascha.
Yascha. It's actually it is like this. Like you put Ashwa, you put like Asha. Yaschate. You are like Yaschate hasta Ishava Parata Bhagavo Vapa. Say that once again now.
Pramuncha danvanasva ratniyo jam yashate hasta ishava parata bhagavo vapa.
Excellent. So in this one, Pramuncha, Pramuncha means to release or untie. What do you untie? Dhanvanasta. You know the bow, the string is tied on either end.
Correct.
So that is the one. If you untie that one, you cannot use the bow. You get the
Correct.
string pulling in effect like a spring with the arrow. You release it and the arrow goes. But if you untie that, it will become useless. You cannot use it. So in this in this verse, we are requesting, we are appealing to Lord Shiva, please untie that string which is attached to your bow. Pramuncha dhanvarsta ubayo ratniyo jam. Art is actually artniyo.
Artniyor.
Artniyo.
Ubayor, artniyor.
Artni. Dhanvanasta ubayo artniyo. Artniyo. But when you say ubayor artniyo, it comes from. Artni is actually the end of the bow. The end of the bow is called artni. So from the end of the bow, release or untie the string. That's the meaning of the first line. Yachate hasta ishava parata bhagavo vapa. Yachate hasta means those arrows which you are holding in your hand. Vapa means to hide them. Bhagavo means
God.
Bhagavan. Bhagavo Vapa. Oh Lord, please hide those arrows. Don't even show them.
Ishava means arrow, is it?
Ishava means arrow.
They
Which I explained in the very first
Correct, I remember,
introduction.
but yeah.
Isha means arrow. So we are asking the Bhagavan to untie the bow strings and also hide the arrows. Now in this Anuvakam, this 10th and 11th and 12th one, we are also praying to those weapons. In other words, to become harmless. Now why do you really have to worship the weapons? Shiva I can understand, even devotees you can understand. But why should you really worship the weapons?
Because the weapons are sacred.
You are right. The weapons are considered sacred. You know, after Navaratri we do Ayuda Puja. Why you don't do Ayuda Puja? Ayudams don't speak, they don't have life. You do Vahana Puja, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you buy a new car, you go to Aurora temple or Laman temple and do Vahana Puja. No, car doesn't speak to you. It doesn't say, you please do the puja for me. I am like God. No. But everybody does it. Why? Because we believe there is life in it. We consider it sacred. And we think that by doing the Vahana Puja, the Vahanam is going to work very nice for us. It will not meet with any problems. So in Ayuda Puja, we keep in all over India. You have the Ayuda Puja. In workshops they do it. Wherever there is machinery involved, they do that. That machinery doesn't have any life, right? So it is one of the greatest traditions of India, that Hinduism particularly, that we consider everything as having something sacred in them, even though they may not have a heart and they may not have really a life into them. So in this case, we are worshipping the weapons as if they have the life. They have the potential to harm. But we are asking that potential be completely taken off from us. Don't harm us. That's the underlying meaning behind this. Okay, next slokam. Avatatyadanustvagam sagasracha sateshu de. Avatatyadanustvagam sagasracha
Sahasraksha.
sateshu de.
Shateshu de.
Avatatyadanustvagam sagasracha sateshu de.
Avatatyadanustvahum sahasraksha shateshu de.
You get it once again?
Avatatyadanustvahum sahasraksha shateshu de.
Nishirya Salyanam
Nishirya Shalyanam Mukha
Shivo
Shivo
Nasumana Baba
Nasumana Baba
Nishirya Salyanam
Shalyanam
Mukha Shivano
Mukha Shivona
Mukha Shivona Mukha Shivona
Mukashivona
Sumana Bhava.
Sumana Bhava.
Okay, together, both these lines now, I'll tell that again, you can follow me. Avatatya Danustvagam Sagasrat Sadeshu De Nasirya Salyana Mukashivona Sumana Bhava.
Avatatya Danustvagam Sahasraksha De Nishirya Shalyana Mukashivona Sumana Bhava.
Avatatya is loosen. Avatatya Danustvagam, loosen the strings of your bow. Sahasracha Sateshu De. Sahasracha again is with countless eyes. Sateshu De is hundreds of arrows which you have. Avatatya Danustvagam Sahasracha is hundreds of arrows that you have. And loosen the bow string. Nisirya means those arrows, hundreds of them, make them blunt. Nisirya. Shirya means sharp. Nishirya means opposite of that. You make them blunt so that it doesn't hurt you. Nishirya. Salyanam refers to the arrows really. Mukha means the tips.
Right.
Like spearhead you say, no?
Correct.
Spearhead you say.
Mukashivu.
Like it in the arrow you have a tip which is called the head. That is referred to as mukha.
The arrowhead.
Arrowhead, you are right. Arrowhead. Make the arrowheads blunt. Nishirya Salyana Mukha Shivona Subhana Bhava. Shivo means, I told you, Mangalam. Be auspicious. Sumana Bhava means with kind heart. Have a kind heart towards us. By loosening the bowstrings, making the arrowheads blunt so it doesn't hurt us. And be good to us with a kind heart. That's the meaning of this slogan. Avatatya Danustvagam Sahasrat Sateshu De Nasirya Salyana Mukashivona Sumana Bhava. Okay? Got it? Next one. Okay. This is the 12th one. Did we miss anything? No.
No.
Vijyam
Vijyam
Danuhu
Danuhu
Kabartino Vishalyo Banavahum Uta
Banavahum Uta
Vijyam Danuhu
Kabartino
Vishalyo Banavahum Uta Vijyam Danuhu Kabartino Vishalyo Banavahum Uta
Vijyam Danuhu Kabartino Vishalyo Banavahum Uta
Anesan Yeshava Apurasya Nishangatihi Anesan Yasyeshava Apurasya Nishangatihi. Now say both these, I'll say once and then you repeat it. 2 lines together, okay? Vijyam Danuga Kabartino Vishalyo Banavahum Uta Anesan Yasyeshava Apurasya Nishangatihi.
Vijyam Danuhu Kabartino Vishalyo Banavahum Uta Aneshan Nasyeshava Apurasya Nishangatihi.
Okay.
Aneshan Yasyeshava Aburasya Nishangatihi.
It's actually Anesan Yasyeshava.
So there's actually Aneshan
Anesan
Yasyeshava.
Yasyeshava. Okay.
Aneshan Yasyeshava Aburasya Nishangatihi.
Now, in Sanskrit, what happens is you have small words.
Joined together.
But, sometimes you have one long line which has maybe about 15 different words joined together.
Yeah.
So when you read it together, some of these he's will all combine together.
Yeah.
But when you split them, they become different. You see that? That's a beauty, I would say, in Sanskrit. But the easy way to learn it is first you learn to split it up, and then join them together, and then start reading them together. That's how we should read. I'll give you a split up also in this case. Then you know how these join really. Okay.
Yeah, this used to be there, in studying Sanskrit, they used to join two separate sandhis there.
Correct.
Sandhi
Sandhi vigraha kijiye.
Yeah.
So exercise putko.
Yeah, and then, but it, like you said, is just because it has two in, it doesn't always add as in, right? It will be aneshan yasesha.
It's actually anesan is to, it's probably derived from the word nasan and anasan. Anesan means lose the destructive power or destructive potential of the weapon. That's what it means. Anesan yes yeshava means make the weapons impotent. They should be rid of the power to
that I
destroy.
was getting stuck there.
That is what it means. Anesan yes yeshava. Nishangatihi. Nishangatihi is referring to, he keeps a sword, there is a cover.
We have to start with the first
First
one,
line.
right? First line.
Yeah, okay, Vijjam. Vijjam means may the bow be rid of the string. You remove the string completely. Without the string. Vijjam. Danuhu is referring to the bow. Khabartino. Khabartino. Have you heard this word Khabartino? Khabartino is one with the matted hair. Shiva is having a matted hair, full of hair, and they are all with mat. So it's called Khabartino. Vishalyo Vanavahum Buddha. Vishalya means without the arrows. The matted hair person, we are actually praying to him. The one with matted hair. May please get rid of your bow. First we said loosen the strings. Now he says get rid of the bow.
Yeah.
Now you also get rid of the Banavahum Buddha means the one quiver, where you keep the arrows. Only you have it and then you put arrows in it. But get rid of that also. Banavahum Buddha. So you don't have a place to keep the arrows also. Get rid of the arrows, get rid of the quiver. Anesan yaseshava. Loosen all the destructive power of your weapons. Apurasya nishangati. Apuras is also losing power. Nishangati is referred to the scabbard, where you keep the sword.
Sword. Got it.
The cover of swords. So even that, you take it off. Because once you have it, then you have the tendency to keep take the sword out.
Correct.
So, Vijjam Danagu Kabatiro Vishalyo Banavahum Muta Anesan Yaseshava Apurasya Nishangatihi. This prayer is also pleading to Lord Shiva to make the weapons free from destruction. Don't destroy us and don't direct them at us. Get rid of them completely. So that is the gist of this particular slogan. Next one.
So Mama, 10,
Is it
11,
okay?
12,
Any questions?
10, 11, 12 you said is to get rid of enemies, right? But we're not explicitly saying anything about getting rid of enemies,
These
right?
enemies are the ones which are the weapons.
The weapons
Now,
are the
in war, what happens? Who are really the enemies? The people who are using the weapons.
Yeah.
The weapons destroy people, right? So here actually the enemy refers to those. It also refers in a philosophical way, the enemies within you, like anger, lust, jealousy and all that. Get rid of them. They are also kind of weapon for people, which they inflict on others.
Yeah.
People inflict anger as a weapon on others. People inflict jealousy on others. Get rid of them. We are actually asking Shiva to help us get rid of those weapons. But in description, we describe those weapons as the bow and arrow, and so there is also an underlying philosophy in all this. When you say mantra, manana trayate iti mantra, whatever you recite in the heart, that becomes trials, protect. Paritranaya sadhuna vinaya sachadukratam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge.
Yeah.
In Vishnu Sahasranam you get that, right? Paritranaya sadhunam, he protects the sadhus. Tra is the verb for protection. Mantra is one which protects you by reciting it in your mind. So, when you recite certain mantras, it is believed, produce certain effects on people. That is why you have these mantras. There are certain ways of worshipping. Shani Bhagavan or Rahu Bhagavan. You don't go and seek their blessings. If they bless you, you will be completely finished. Shani Bhagavan will destroy everything, whatever you got. He will lose your shirt also. What we pray to them is, don't harm us. Please do not use your powers to hurt us. That is what we are praying to those planets, right? We are not saying, please bless us, I want your blessing. That is different. So there is a difference. When you say these things, there is also a philosophical meaning. So 10, 11, 12 together are related to weapons. And we are making a plea to get those weapons away from us and make them without powerless. So, there is a belief that if you recite these three mantras together, you keep your enemies away. That enemies doesn't mean only external enemies. Those enemies which exist in us, in the mind, in the form of, as I said, anger and so on, it will keep those also away. So you try it out, you recite those three mantras, you will find gradually your mind gets balanced. You don't lose your temper so often. And you don't feel annoyed with little things. You don't sweat over the small stuff, as they say, right? You will find that. Gradually, you will find that it's happening. So there are people who use those three mantras only to say that.
Okay.
But of course, you can recite the entire Rudram, which is good also. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
We go into the next one, which is the 13th slogam. Yate hetir
Yate hetir
medushtama
Medushtama
haste
Haste
babuvate danuhu
Babuvate danuhu
Yate hetir medushtama
Medushtama
haste
Haste
babuvate danuhu
Babuvate danuhu
Yate hetir medushtama haste babuvate danuhu. Say that again.
Yate hetir medushtama haste babuvate danuhu.
Very good. The next line. Tayasman
Tayasman
Vishwa
Vishwa
Tastva
Tasva
Mayakshmaya
Mayakshmaya
Paribhuja
Paribhuja
Tayasman
Tayasman
Vishwa Tasva
Tasva
Mayakshmaya
Mayakshmaya
Paribhuja
Paribhuja
Tayasman Vishwastasva Mayakshmaya Paribhuja
Tayasman Vishwa Tasva Mayakshmaya Paribhuja
Tayasman Vishwatasva
Tayasman
Tayasman
Vishwatasva
Vishwatasva Mayakshmaya Paribhuja
Mayakshmaya Paribhuja
Mayakshmaya is one single.
Mayakshmaya and one.
Tayasman
Tayasman
Vishwatasva
Mayashmaya
Mayakshmaya
Paribhuja.
Paribhuja
No. Yate hetir. Yate hetir. Ya refers to your. Your. Te means that one. Actually, I think that comes from te. That one. That which is Medushtama. Medushtama is one who grants your wishes without limit. One who grants everything more than what you want. Oh, there is a, I don't know whether you've heard the story. You know Kubera?
Yeah.
Who was Kubera?
Lot of riches.
Lot
of wealth.
God of wealth. But he was really the brother of Ravana.
Right.
And Ravana
For sure.
kicked him out.
Yeah, Ravana was
He
terrible.
took everything from him And he said, I'm not going to give any riches, all those all belong to me, entire Lanka is mine only, you go wherever you want, and kicked him out. And Kubera became without anything, he was destitute. So he went and started pleading with Lord Shiva. Both were Shiva's devotees. Ravana was a great devotee of
Oh,
Shiva.
great
himself.
devotee.
Well, many of the things he got from Lord Shiva.
You used to please him so much, he used to immediately give him everything.
Whatever he wanted, he used to give him. And Kumara also went to Shiva, look, my brother, he has driven me out, I have nothing. He says, don't worry. I'll create more riches for you than what he has got. He created a world for him. World of luxury, world of whatever he wants. And he called it Alakkananda. Alakkananda, you heard of it? It's a Kubera Patno. That is Kubera's own. Alakkananda. There are some buildings having the name Alakkananda.
Yeah. Alkapuri.
Alkapuri. It's also called Alkapuri. Alkapuri. In Baroda you've got Alkapuri, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Alkapuri I've heard of.
Alka is actually referring to Ganga, which is coming on. Alaknanda is also a place where Gangotri starts,
Okay.
It's a starting point.
Yeah, Gangotri is starting.
Alka is the name of Ganges which falls on Shiva and he keeps him Ananda, always. So it is named Alkananda or Alkapuri. Alkapuri belongs to Kubera. So he got much more than what he wanted. More than what Ravana has got. So Shiva is boundless in his graces. Me Dushtama means something where you get your desires fulfilled more than what you like. Me Dushtama haste babuvate danuho. Babuvate danuho. That hand, haste is hand. Babuvate danuhu. One which holds the bow. And you are actually referring to the Lord Shiva having the bow in his hand. That Shiva, who is boundless in his grace, who is giving us the grants. You cannot really translate it exactly in English.
Yeah, translate, you can mix it.
Sometimes the words come
Yeah.
to and fro. Okay? Tayasman vishpadaspamayaksmaya paribhuja. By that Taya, Asman means we, us. Vatasva tvam vishwataha. Vishwataha. All these from all, Vishwataha. Tasva Mayakshmaya, all of us. Mayakshmaya means diseaseless, without any illness, without any sickness. I think the Yakshmaya word came even before. I mentioned that. Yakshmaya, Paribhuja. Paribhuja means protect us from all evils or other bad elements.
Okay.
So in this particular verse, you pray to Lord Shiva, who is holding the bow in his hand, to be benevolent to us, grant us all those desires, what we want, and also protect us from bad elements. So that is the gist of the meaning of this sloka. Tatehe tirmidushramahaste babuvate danuho tayasvan vishvataspamayakmaya paribhuja. Okay?
One question.
Yes.
I thought it is only when you come to the Chamakam that you ask for things. You're already asking for protection from disease and all that, I thought we are trying to use Shaktism right now.
Those are more specific. In Chamakam,
Okay.
those,
more
very, very
about the
specific
word.
kind of thing.
Okay.
This is only a general prayer.
Okay.
And that too, you may not find it happening in other Anuvakams. In the first Anuvakam only, you are asking him to become benevolent, weaponless,
Got it. Okay.
be kind to us, that kind of a general.
Good.
It is not
Okay.
very specific. Chamakam is very specific. Okay. Okay, we go to 14. Namaste
Namaste.
Asvayu
Asvayu.
Dayana
Dayana.
Tathaya
Tathaya.
Trishnave.
Krishnave.
Now, the way has to, you have to extend it a little bit, okay? Namaste Asvayudayana Tataya Trishnave.
Namaste Asvayudaya.
Dayana. Tathaya Drishnave.
You find it difficult to say it?
Namaste
I say it again, please watch.
Namaste.
Namaste Asvayudayana Tataya Drishnave.
Namaste Asvayudaya Tathaya Krishnave.
Very good, very good.
The
Upabhyam
Upabhyam
utate
utate
namo
namo
bahubhyam
bahubhyam
tavadanvane
tavadanvane
Upabhyam utate namo.
Upabhyam utate namo.
Okay, this again is a little bit of, shall I say, duplicating what he said before. Namaste asvayudaya ratataya drishnave ayudaya. It's actually, it is, when you say asvayudaya, ayudaya. Ayuda means please, we are offering salutations to your weapons. Namaste means again, offering our salutations to your weapons. Ayudaya, anatataya. Ayudaya, natataya. Natataya. Natataya means put them at rest. Put those weapons at rest. Okay? Drishnave. Drishnave means having the potential to strike us. We are asking you, we are appealing to you to put those weapons which have the potential to strike us
at rest.
We are praying to those salutations to those weapons. Upabhyam utate, to both. That one, upabhyam utate namo bahubhyam tavadanvane. Bahubhyam means hands. We are also praying to the hands that hold that bow. We are praying to both our namaskarams to all your weapons which have the potential to strike. At the same time, we are also praying to those hands which are holding them. We are praying them so that the hands don't use the bow. So, likewise, you are praying to the weapons as well as this one. Okay? Parite, Danvano, Heti, Rasman, Rinaktu, Vishwataha, Parite, Danvano, Heti, Rasman, Rinaktu, Vishwataha,
Parite, Danvano, Heti, Rasman, Rinaktu, Vishwataha,
Atoya, Ishudistavare, Asmin, Nidehitam, Parite Danvano Heti Rasman Vrinaktu Vishwataha,
Parite Danvano Heti Rasman Vrinaktu Vishwataha,
Atoya Ishudistavare Asman Nidehitam,
Atoya Ishudistavare Asman Nidehitam,
Atoya Ishudistavare Asman Nidehitam.
Atoya Ishu Distavare
Asman Nidehitam.
Atoya
Ishu
Distavare Asman Nidehitam.
Asman Nidehitam.
Asman Nidehitam. No, Distavare is really referring to our enemies. Asman Nidehitam, please reserve your weapons to our enemies. Don't give it to us. Nidehitam means please direct them to our enemies. Because weapons are intended for enemies, right? But not to devotees of Shiva. So they are not, you are appealing to him to spare us from the weapons, but reserve them, keep them for the enemies. That is the gist of this meaning. Parite danvano heti raspan vrinaktu vishwataha. Spare us from all directions. Vishwataha means from the arrows striking us from different directions. Spare us from those strikes from different directions, but reserve all your arrows and weapons to our enemies. Okay? Parite danvano heti raspan vrinaktu vishwataha ato yeshu distavare asman nidehitam.
Parite danvano heti rasman vrinaktu vishwataha ato yeshu distavare asmin nidehitam.
Very good. With this, we are actually concluding Anuvakam 1. There are totally 15 verses in this. But you know, when you have this kind of mantra, Vishnu Sahasranam and all that, you have a Palasruti, and sometimes you have a Namavali, as they call it, which really describes the names of the Lord. So, even though the other one is not really a part of the Vedas, even Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya is not in the Vedas, but is as a tradition they usually start with that. So likewise, when you end it, you have this slokam, which is a beautiful slokam. I love this because this is something which tells the various forms of Shiva. In the Dhyana slokam we had that. I told you about the different rupams, na bedaha. So here these are all described, and I will read it to you in one stroke, and then you try to follow me by the second, okay? Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triyambakaya Tripurandakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Now it has to be in one go. Try it once again.
Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha.
Very good, very good. You got it correct. Because the words are not very complicated.
This we know, Mrityunjaya mantra Chinmaya they say all the time.
Oh, I see.
மனப்பாடம் பண்ணி வச்சிருங்க
So actually it is offering
This one is
salutations. Namaste, Astu Bhagavan, that God. Vishveshwaraya, Vishweswarana again. Vishvestakala Ishwaran. You see, God of gods is also Ishwara of all Vishwam, entire world. Mahadevaya, the most effulgent. Deva, it's not effulgent. Mahadevaya, the supreme knowledge with which Mahadeva is God. Trayambakaya, three-eyed ones. Tripurandakaya, Tripura, it told you the story of Tripura. Trikalagni Kalaya. No, Trikalagni is actually the fire which exists in all the three columns, past, present as well as future.
Trikalagni
Fire is existing all through.
Yeah.
It's the beginning, it is also the present, it's also Trikalagni Kalaya, Kalagni Rudraya. Now, Rudra himself is representing all the fire. His central eye is fire only. Kalagni Rudraya. Sun God is fire. Kalagni Rudraya. Neelakantaya, Mrityunjayaya, Sarveshwaraya, Sadashivaya, Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. So that is a very simple one, but it is a beautiful slogam, which you have to recite it without really break. Okay. So this is actually a salutation. I have given it in English for people who may like to know the meaning. O Lord of the universe, Mahadeva, the three-eyed one who burned the Tripuras, who is the three periods of time, who is in the form of fire, that devours everything, the blue-necked who wins over death, the God of all worlds, unto the Mahadeva, who is endowed with all knowledge, I offer my salutation. So that is the end of the lesson 5. So for next one, we practice this Anuvakam 1 completely. Then we switch on. Once you do that, start with Anuvakam 2. Okay? Nama Parvati Pataye.
Book வேணும்னாக்கா Kashyap is coming end of the month. I can get it from Giri stores.
Next Friday, yeah?
Yeah, end of the month, July 27th வரேன். But he's in Bombay. அதுக்கு தான் Giri stores இருக்கு. So I can get books.
Yes.
So how many books do we need?
1, 2, 3, 4.
But the Telugu, I don't know if I'll
Oh,
get
I can read
Sanskrit.
Hindi, Sanskrit both.
So 4 or 5?
Video opened.
I think I is can read only Tamil.
Okay. So 4 books I'll tell him to get.